Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. Well, thank y'all for all the comments. I stayed up late last night reading them. It was great. So there are a lot more people out there than I realized. So thank y'all so much for all those comments. I just super enjoyed reading them. And a lot of them I read to Mr. Bucky while he was watching, I don't know, some kind of ball game. I don't know. But I think he's actually watching girls softball now, y'all. He likes every sport imaginable he likes. So anyway, all right, so we are ready for our smoothie this morning. I'm about to run out of greens. I've got enough for a salad maybe for today at lunch. And by the way, that was my ice maker, y'all. I was going to fix egg bouillon for our lunch yesterday. And I even had the rice out on the counter to fix the jasmine rice. And Mr. Bucky called and said, I went to Arby's and I'm bringing us home a roast beef. And that's what he did. So we did not have the egg bouillon yesterday. And then he also went to our new Aldi's and got some salsa and some chips. So last night we had nachos, I don't know, whatever that is with the cheese and all that stuff on them. And yeah, we ate pretty unhealthy yesterday except for breakfast. So anyway, this morning we're going to, he got me a cucumber at Aldi's. It's kind of got the big seeds in it, but that doesn't matter if you're putting it in a smoothie. It doesn't matter at all. So anyway, we're going to have a whole bunch of strawberries this morning. That's about 1.5 cups to 2 cups. I'm going to dump those in. And I did get up at 6 this morning. Of course, it was still dark. And even though it's later now, we've got clouds outside, so I'm not sure we're going to have any sunshine today. Wait a minute, I've got this too high up. Hold on there. There. And so anyway, I worked on my Roman shades yesterday. I'll show y'all in a minute how far along I am. But I got kind of hung up because you have to have a board to attach the Roman shades to. Now, when I made the ones in the, got a bad place on it. When I made the ones for the den or the family room, I used the connections for some of those shades that are like slats of bamboo. I don't know what you call those, but I didn't have to get a little board to go up. You have to put the board at the top of the window, and it really needs to be a 1x1. And I couldn't find that at Lowe's a couple of weeks ago when I looked, and so Mr. Bucky was getting dirt for the garden at Lowe's, some topsoil, because we had to replace our topsoil out there. And he looked, and he couldn't find it either. So I spent a good deal of time on this yesterday. I went to the garage, and we got tomato stakes. And that's from boards that he had ripped, you call it, when you cut a board in two. He calls it, I ripped that board, that's what they call it. And he had ripped some boards for tomato stakes. So I kept going through them, and I finally found two that were real similar in width and everything. They're 1 inch wide. And so I had to wash them off, y'all, because they had dirt on them. But I was able to see that in the center of two of them I could cut out my 31, it's really 31 1/4 inch length that I need. And so I'm going to probably have to use that, because you have to drill holes in them to put them up at the top of the window, and then you have to make the connection there, that little wheel thing that guides the string for the Roman shade. So, and I've already got those. I ordered those 2 months ago probably, and I've already got the cord for everything. So anyway, what I've got to do today is still sew the little round rings on that guide the cord. I've got to do that, and of course I'll have to put them up and hem them, and then so I know the exact right length for them. But anyway, these windows are hard. because the sink's in front of them. So, you know, you can get up on the counter using the step ladder, of course. I mean, the regular, yeah, it is, the fold-out ladder. And, but then you can't really stand up, so you have to kind of be on your knees to drill the holes that hold up that little piece of wood. Anyway, it's hard to do with the counter and everything because it's hard to hold everything straight and all, you know. So anyway, I'm going to finish those today. I'm just going to finish them. That's it. I'm going to finish them today. But anyway, all right, back to the smoothie. I think I did invent getting the banana out by just squeezing it. So I'm going to squeeze the bottom out of it. Let that drop in. Let me find my compost thing. All right, got it. There's my, I've already peeled my apple because I don't want y'all to see me peeling an apple because I've had criticism that I waste a lot of apple, and I just don't like any brown part on the apple, and I'll peel any apple that's not organic. See, I had to cut a little place out of that. Anyway, here's the banana. I didn't cut the top off of it. Let's see if we can get this one to just drop out with no strings at all. So I'm going to start mashing it. Can y'all see? From the end there. Let's see. Whoops, there it comes. No strings. They're all still in the peeling. Alright, so that worked out. Let me get that mashed down in there. I'm going to go ahead and cut my apple just so I can get it in there. Yeah, and someone mentioned about putting wax paper or parchment paper on the cookie sheet when I'm freezing stuff. And I really do that with a lot of stuff, but not with dates because they don't really stick at all. So I just put those right on the cookie sheet and then they just pop right off. Don't have to worry. All right, stalk of celery and a carrot. Yeah, I'm loving the celery, getting the extra vegetable in the smoothie in the morning. And I'm getting close to the end of this stalk of celery that I purchased. Just put that in. And I do peel the carrot. I just peel any root crop. I just do. Well, there's an exception. Radish, I don't peel that. Alright, got a carrot now. Mash that down. Went ahead and peeled the orange. I'm just going to break that up a little bit. Put that in. Oops, there went one on the floor. Hold on, I'm going to rinse that off. Okay, now we're ready for the rest of this. So, using 3 cubes of cream of wheat and oatmeal cooked together. Now this morning I'm using some cubes of dinosaur kale, 2 cubes of almond butter, 2 cubes of coconut pulp. This is actually almond pulp too. And I'm using 3 of the dates, and they are thawed out now. So I'm going to see if I can get that in. Yeah, and the fact that these little cubes are still partially frozen means that the smoothie will be cold. Oops, let me see if I can get that out. Okay. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the peanut butter or not. I've got it out here, but I'm going to run this and taste it and see if we can get by with not using the peanut butter this morning. Put about a cup and a half in there. And I'm actually hungry this morning. We had the nachos last night, and we actually had them late, so I'm not sure why I'm hungry this morning, but I am. Alright, we're going to grind this up and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I tasted of this off camera. It is beyond sour. So I had to add about a tablespoon of sugar. It was just way too sour, and that's because of those strawberries. They're just sour. But anyway, we have going to have overage, of course, this morning, and we'll have enough for to have smoothies tomorrow morning and Sunday morning. So neither one of those 2 days will I have to fix smoothie. Don't know how much overage we're going to have, but anyway, I'm not using the peanut butter, and of course the dominant taste is strawberry. So I'm going to have probably a whole tray of this overage again. Yeah, so we'll have enough for Saturday and Sunday, which is great. That means all I have to do on those 2 mornings is thaw it out in a plastic freezer bag and put it down in a bowl of warm water, and by the time I get through with my shower, it'll be thawed out. Alright, that worked out great this morning. Alright, y'all. I haven't tasted it since I put the sugar in it. I sure hope it's sweet. Alright, here goes. It's sweet enough, but barely, okay? Just barely. It's good. I can definitely taste the strawberries. Now, if I had put the peanut butter in it, I most likely wouldn't have been able to taste the strawberries. But now remember, we've got a carrot, celery, and half of a cucumber in here, and the greens, and it tastes like strawberry. See the color? Yeah, it's good. It's very good, but without that sugar, turns your mouth kind of inside out feeling. All right, I'm going to take y'all in there and show you the progress on the Roman shades. And by the way, someone asked about me videotaping when I was making the Roman shades. Now, I've already done a video on Roman shades when I did the one that I did 4 of them for the den, and what I'll do is just put the link to that video right down below in the description, because I did a video of that. And these Roman shades that I'm doing in here, they're just 2 windows here, but they're really big windows in the kitchen. And so the measurements were the same except for the width. Now, the thing that comes into play when you're making Roman shades is each section gets progressively bigger. So in this particular case, there are 5 sections. In between each section, you sew a little pocket for a dowel, one of those wooden things. And so that way it makes the layers, when you have it all the way up, lay prettier. So you've got a layer here, then just down below another one. It makes the layers lay pretty. Let's put it that way. Anyway, so I'm going to show you all those, so hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, here are the Roman shades. I've got the sides all hemmed in with the lining, and you probably didn't show up on camera, but I've got the little pockets sewn for the dowels right there. Can y'all see that? So there'll be 5 sections. Here are the dowels. And that's just those little pieces of wood that people use to, I don't know, fit furniture together or whatever. But that works out to use 1 dowel in each little section. That's what makes the shades fold up so nice. Wait a minute, are you all the way back? No, there you are. Okay, so it takes 10 dowels for 2 of these. Now today, of course, I've got to sew on these little circles, and the way I do that is I'm going to do them 5 inches from the outside edge, and I attach them right to the top line or the top seam of the little pocket that I've made for the dowel. And I just want to show you all the figuring that goes on with this. Like the window is 53 inches long and 31 1/4 wide. So that, because they fit on the inside of the window, that means that they've got to be exact. You can't be off, really not even 1/4 of an inch, because it won't really hang right. So they got to fit exactly. So that's what really takes so long, is getting all the measurements right. I had my windows closed last night because I was working in here late, Anyway, so it took all this figuring and measuring and figuring and measuring. That's my washing machine, y'all. You can hear that. Yeah, I've already washed one load, washing another one. And then figuring on the spacing of the sections. So the top section is 13 inches, the next one's 10, then the next one is 11, 12, and then 7.5. So what that does is simply makes the things fall in the right order. Now the top section is bigger because it's the top section, so it really ends up, because you've got some area over top of the wood, the top of the wood. I know it's confusing. It's confusing to me too, okay? But anyway, so yeah, I had my curtains closed last night because I was working in here. Here are the boards, because we've got to replace a board over here. This board right here, because of the sweating of the furnace duct right there. So, I mean, it took that 20 years to do that, but nevertheless it did it. So we've got to replace that board. And there's another one over at the other end that's similar. Anyway, let's open up. Yeah, see, we've got a really good cloudy day. But you see my ornamental plum tree right out. It's right there. Right past this, I don't even know what that bush is right there, but that ornamental plum, it kept looking like it was dead a couple of years ago. And I told Mr. Bucky, we need to cut that down. That thing's dead. And he said, no, let's give it a little while. It might not be dead, and it wasn't. It just looks dead in the early spring. But anyway, he's got, let me show you that. He's got his bags of topsoil all out there. So what we did was took off a bunch of the topsoil because we had an abundance of zinc. Can y'all see that squirrel on the, he's on the compost bin out there wiggling his tail. See him? Yeah. Anyway, okay y'all, so that's about it. We still haven't got the doors on this thing because Mr. Bucky hadn't had time to even come in here. And so today I'm going to finish the Roman shades, and if it rains, Mr. Bucky will not be working in the garden. Oh, and he got the ferns to go in the front porch, those two little planters on either side of the door, so I'll have to do that today. And I don't know if I'm going to cook or not, y'all. It's just been crazy with the food recently, and I think unhealthy, you know, except for the smoothies in the morning. We're doing good with that. But yeah, he went yesterday to Arby's. That would have not been my choice, but that's what he wanted, and so that's what he had. He got him some curly fries too. I did not want any of those, and but I did put some tomato and baby spinach on the roast beef sandwiches. That made them a little healthier maybe. And anyway, so that's it, y'all. I just hope y'all have a really nice Easter. It's supposed to be beautiful weather here in the South. I don't know what the other part of the country is going to be like, but in the South we're supposed to have a bright sunny day, at least here in South Carolina. But it is supposed to rain, I think, tomorrow. And as far as putting the moisture barrier under the house, I know y'all don't want to hear it, right? Okay. Mr. Bucky finally said last night, we're going to do that when we're going to do that. Don't ask me again. Fine. I'm not real happy about doing it anyway. So, but anyway, we've got all the materials. We are going to do it. So he'll say when we're going to do it. And I need to be ready, he said. When he says, now we're doing it, then that's when we're doing it. Okay, so from the way he talked, that might be next week sometime, but whatever, I'm ready, I'll do my part, okay? I'm committed, all right? Anyway, so again, I want to thank y'all so very much for all the comments. It just warms my heart to know y'all are out there, okay? And that I'm not just talking to myself, kind of. And I appreciate all the really nice things y'all said. It really encourages me to do the videos, because sometimes, you know, like I noticed on one, 700 and some views and maybe only about 10 comments, y'all. So I guess that's okay though. But the 10 are watching, I know, and are giving opinions and all that kind of stuff, which I love to hear. Even if I don't agree with them, I still like to read them. And of course, we were sitting there last night, Mr. Bucky, watching his girls softball. He watches any sport, any sport. Horse racing, car racing. Let me just go over them. Football is first, then basketball, then baseball, girls softball, gymnastics, bowling, golf, all of that, okay? All of the above, and then sports I've never heard of. And he loves to find a new sport that he didn't know about, and then he studies up about it and tries to find a match of whatever it is on TV. He does that, y'all. So I have to occupy myself when he does that. So I end up reading my comments, and if I don't have but about 10, y'all, I'm through reading them in like just a few minutes. So, but anyway, last night was great. He was watching his sports, and sometimes I read the comments to him. He enjoys hearing them too. But anyway, so that's it, y'all. You take care. Y'all have a really great Easter, okay? And I hope the weather's good for y'all wherever you live. All right, so we will see y'all next time. We're probably not going to record this weekend. Going to keep working, though, except for Easter. Of course, we won't be working on Easter, but we'll be working the rest of today and tomorrow. All right, see y'all next time. Bye.